You're gotta get to chapter 30. Yeah, just doing this while everybody's doing their stuff. Kidding me? Don't do that. Don't do that. We are live. Yay. Yeah. I'm volume off. Yeah. We're still here. Well, should be good. Hey, don't fall asleep. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Should I already have the link, so I can quick go over to Discord and say something. Gotta make sure it's appropriate. Yeah, I don't know how people are gonna act. It's definitely gonna be an interesting last 8 chapters. I know there are 8 chapters because I looked. Yeah. Paste this link. Final stream for this book. But then we move on to chapter book 2, and there are 4 books in total. So yeah. And then my YouTube app just refreshed. Nope, it didn't. Well, it did. Yeah. I can see the chat. I will give it a few minutes for people to decide to come on and say hi or something like that. So yeah. Sure, it's something. I don't need to actually have this plugged in. I've got the Scooby-Doo pillow pad, if you remember what those are. Right next to me. You can't see it, but I got him when I'm 14 years old, during the time of my second open heart surgery. Like, I got him during the second open heart surgery. Like a little bit after. A little bit after. After I had the surgery, but yeah. Yeah, Scooby-Doo used to be one of my favorite characters. He was a dog. And I love dogs. Like, I've only met one Great Dane in my lifetime. But yes, I've met a Great Dane before. They're gentle giants. It's like I can respect them. Okay, we're still in the... Yeah, basically, if you haven't watched the other stream, basically, we went to the climatic incident and things happened. Our two main antagonists were coincidentally trapped in a prison world after trying to get through a portal to go into a different world. I'm not confirming or denying, but I've hinted at. I've hinted at it throughout this, but yeah. I guess... So it's kind of hard to tell because I hit it very well. Yeah. And once you figure out what it is, it's kind of hard not to miss it. And yeah, there's a short story on it. It's probably the only thing I can do. Because when trying to write something for it, it just didn't work out. It just didn't feel right. But having a short story to confirm that yes, that was a thing, and... You'll find out when I read those short stories. It's definitely in the first one, so I'll be reading it in a video in the future, once I finish these. I went too far. There. Chapter 3. No one saw that. Haha. It's okay. You were going to read it. I was going to read it to you anyway, so. No need to stop it. I'm going to read that chapter anyway, so. Ready? Yeah, sometimes I talk to my special friends. Not often, but yeah. It's just needed a little bit of nostalgia a little bit. So, yeah. Who remembers Pillow Pets, by the way? I'm just curious. You can't see the picture, but yeah. Pillow Pets, you can just Google it. See. Okay. They were a thing at one time. Yeah. I used to have one, but then I got rid of it. And then I got another one, and I've always kept it. Never slept. But yeah. I had a doggy one, of course. I'm a dog lover, but I can respect cats. So I'm not a cat hater. It's like I can respect cats, they respect me. It's like if they want space, I give them space. If they want cuddles, I give them cuddles. Mutual. Anyway, we're not talking about Pillow Pets, we're talking about stories. So why don't we get there? Unless you guys have any questions before we start. But other than that, I should probably just get started. I also got a little snifflies. But it's the normal kind of snifflies. I just have to blow my nose once in a while. And it's just fine for a little bit. And then it goes back. Don't know what it is. Don't need to know what it is. Yeah. Let's get started. I'll check on the chat periodically throughout my reading. So if you need to say something, go ahead and say something. And now I'll get started. Chapter 30. Stampy wasn't sure he wanted to wake up. His mind felt fuzzy and all over the place, floating around aimlessly as he laid in what he felt was a soft and fluffy bed. Where was he? Wasn't he supposed to be dead? Shouldn't that shock collar have killed him? Yeah, he was kind of tortured. Tortured. Yeah. The shock collar. Mr. A. The pain he suffered. The agonizing torture. The cat tried to push the memories away, to block out the pain that threatened to consume him as he shuddered. He wasn't sure he wanted to know what happened. Almost afraid to find out. But he should have died from that shock. Should have been stripped away from everything and everyone he knew. How is he still alive? Was he even alive? Or was this just a dream? The cat slowly opened his eyes to find a room full of light. He was partly confused, wondering if he was still in that awful room. If he would find the man looming over him. Mr. A. Gerald? Who would he expect to find? What if he found neither? Where even was he? Wherever was he? Supposed to be even. Where even was he? But Grammarly, as Grammarly does not seem to like that. Where even was he? The cat groaned as he opened his eyes. Okay. The rest of the way, looking up at the plain white ceiling he oddly felt unnerved by, but he was wrapped in a soft, warm blankets, not on cold hardwood floor. He was on a soft mattress, his head laying on top of an incredibly soft pillow. It almost felt like a cloud. The cat let out a sigh, spotting the window that was by his bed, the sun pouring into the room as he quickly looked away, unsure of what to think about all of this. The cat took a deep breath, only to cough as he tried to sit up to get a better look around him. He felt sore, especially around his middle, but the thing that hurt him more was the stinging sensation around his neck, where the collar had been. Cat closed his eyes, feeling himself starting to shake as he shuddered, wanting to forget the awful pain that he had gone through, the pain that had been so unbearable and excruciating. He couldn't imagine anything that could describe just how horrible it was. He took a shallow but shaky breath as he tried to calm himself, suddenly realizing someone had grabbed his paw. Cat opened his eyes to see a pair of deep blue eyes, with compassion and concern looking back at him. Cat looked down at his paw and realized he had instinctively gone to see if the collar was still there. But the boy stopped him. It's gone, Stampy, the boy reassured him quietly. It can't hurt you anymore. Are you sure? The cat asked, feeling a wave of uneasiness filling him as the boy put his paw back on his lap, letting go as he kept eye contact with his friend. Yes, I'm sure, the boy replied. It's gone. It won't be able to hurt anyone anymore. I destroyed it myself. The cat managed a sad smile. Good. Sam nodded. Are you in any pain? I can give you a healing potion if you need one. Do you think it will help? The cat asked the boy, looking down at his paws, which were resting on top of the bed covers. Yes, Stampy, it will, the boy promised. Okay, the cat sighed, nodding his head. If you don't mind. I don't, the boy said with a chuckle, as he got up and went over to a chest, opening it as he rummaged through, looking for what he needed. The cat took the chance to look around the room, realizing it was another safe house, but it looked different than the one they had been in before. Gerald had made it clear he'd do whatever it took to make sure the cat got what he felt he deserved. You know, we clearly have a traitor in our hands. The boy came back with a bottle with a red liquid inside. Cat took the healing potion from the boy and drank it. It's loosely based off Minecraft, just so you know. Instantly relieved from the sting in his neck and no soreness around his middle. It wasn't horrible, but he felt like he could breathe normally again. Thank you. No problem, Stampy, the boy said with a smile, sitting in a chair that was beside the bed. I'm really glad you're awake. I was almost worried you'd never wake up. What? How long have I been out? The cat asked with surprise. Sam hesitated, looking down at his feet before looking back at him. A few days, maybe. Days? The cat asked, dumbfounded by what he was being told. I guess your body needed to recover from everything it's been through. The boy said with a little sad smile. I don't know why that sentence came to mind. What did happen to me?" the cat asked. "How am I still alive? Shouldn't I be, well, dead?" The shock collar was prototype, the boy replied. "It couldn't handle the voltage the man wanted to use, so it stopped working." So he sighed, shook his head. "You still had quite the shock, though." "So," the cat agreed quietly. "It was horrible, Sam. All of it was horrible." "I know. I was there," the boy said softly. "I saw what that man was doing to you. So I had to do something. You're alive because of that." "You saved my life?" the cat asked it with surprise. "Shouldn't be a surprise." "I tackled Mr. A to the ground to stop him from hurting you," Sam said with confidence. "No doubt I'd do it again if it meant protecting you." "Really?" the cat said, tears filling his eyes as he took in what the boy had said. Sam had saved his life when he thought everything was so hopeless. He'd been willing to give up completely, overwhelmed by the pain and fear he was enduring. The man had been suffocating the life out of him, making it harder for him to breathe. And even with the pain from the shock collar, he almost feared the worst. All of the shock must have knocked him unconscious. But to know the boy had saved him, believing there was still a chance, felt not so surprising. He was relieved, happy, and overwhelmed with joy. He was alive. He could return back to his world. He could see his friends again. He could play and build and laugh and have so much fun. But yet, something kept him from feeling those emotions. "Is there something wrong?" the boy asked his friend, looking even more concerned. "Do you know anything about a portal? What happened to Mr. A and Archie?" Cat asked. "Where's Gerald?" "Well, word with questions for you." The boy said nothing at first, nodding his head as if he expected these questions. The cat waited, as the boy took his time before finally spoke. Then, Mr. A and Archie were sent into a prison world by Rose and Eli. They hijacked the portal and changed the coordinates. Rose wanted me to assure you that he was safe. "Are you sure?" the cat asked hopefully. "Are you sure?" "I'm not sure if this will make any sense. Well, but she felt like someone was helping her change the coordinates, as if they knew the dangers if those men came through. They're safe, whoever they are. The portal to that world isn't usable anymore." Cat let out a sigh of relief. "That's good." Sam smiled and nodded. "Sure is." "Still, where's Gerald?" the cat asked nervously, looking around the room, half expecting the man to lunge out of a corner and make himself known. Wow. "No," the boy admitted. Rose and Eli made it known that the man was lying, but as soon as they entered the scene, Gerald disappeared. The boy sighed. "Still, there are some people who don't believe that you're completely innocent." "Oh," the cat said quietly. "Not all of them saw me as a traitor?" "Nope." The boy smiled. "Not everyone sees you as a traitor. You're innocent. But still not safe for me, is it?" the cat replied, feeling even more nervous, knowing where Gerald was. The man could practically be anywhere. And what if he found him when the cat least expected and... "Not here, no," Sam replied. "But it should be fine to return to your lovely world now, so long as I come with you." "You're coming with me?" the cat asked, surprised. "But I thought you'd want to return home." "You need me, Stampy," Sam replied. "This is just adorable. Besides, I think of your lovely world as my second home." "Aw, really?" the cat asked, tears rolling up his eyes again. "I'm here for you, Stampy," the boy told him softly. "Gerald won't be able to do anything so long as I'm around. Rose is trying to find a way to make sure you guys have a way to call for help, if it ever comes to it." "What about everyone else?" the cat asked sadly. "What's Dan going to do now after this?" "Leo. Dan wants to help find and help other YouTubers." Sam replied. After what he's been through and watching you being tortured, he wants to make sure that doesn't happen to anyone else. Wow, can he do that? The cat asked, surprised. Guy's probably got a hint. That probably means he's not going to be one of the main characters anymore. Yeah, you bet you can. The boy said with a laugh. Not that anyone can stop him from doing it. So, I'm assuming he left then? The cat asked. Sam shook his head. Everyone's waiting for you, Stampy. They want to make sure you're okay. After what happened, everyone's been worried about you. Worried? The cat asked, swallowing at the thought. Why? Well, we didn't know if the shock collar had any side effects, Sam admitted. I haven't moved much from the spy, except to give you healing potions and to eat. I wanted to make sure you were okay, and let Rose know if anything went wrong. Is there any side effects? The cat asked. Not physical ones, at least, the boy replied. Can't really judge how it's affected you emotionally or mentally. Guess we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure you'll be okay, Stampy. The boy smiled. You still seem like yourself to me. The cat smiled and nodded. I do feel fine, except for the occasional pain now and again, but I'm okay. Do you think you'll be up to going home? The boy asked him curiously. You think I can handle it? The cat asked. I'll be with you until the end of the summer, Sam said. Whatever you say goes. What happens after the summer? The cat asked curiously. School, Sam said with a sad smile. Though I have a lot of things to talk to my dad about, all this for sure. I hope you two figure things out, the cat said. Me too. Right now, I'm here to help you, the boy said matter-of-factly. Well then, is it okay to say I want to go home? The cat asked his friend. The boy nodded and stood up, offering his hand for the cat to take. Come on then. The others are waiting for us downstairs. The cat nodded and as he took the boy's hand. His heart beating with excitement at the thought of returning home. He couldn't wait to see his helpers again, to see the world he called home again. I miss it so much. You've really helped me to keep my promise to my helpers. You know that? The cat asked as the boy walked out of the door together. Sam laughed. I think they trusted me enough to make sure you kept it. The cat returned to laugh, groaning slightly at the soreness in his middle return, shaking his head slowly as he did the best to ignore it. He'd get better as time went on. Pretty soon, he'd be back to his usual self again, happy and playing, free from all fear and danger. He couldn't wait for that. Chapter 31. Already. I know it's just me reading, not so adventurous, but again, you could just close your eyes and imagine it. You don't have to look at the screen. You could be doing something else, like homework or something. It's like, yeah, you don't have to watch me read. But yeah, it's fine. No one asked, but chapter 31. We got about 7 more chapters to go. I think we can finish it though, because some of these are pretty short. It's like the last one is probably the shortest of all the chapters. So yeah, because I just wanted to give it one last reflection back. But yeah. Of course, we're going to have some backstory for book 1 before we move on to book 2. So, short stories, I'll do a video on that, because why not? Those are always fun to do. It's like live streaming chapters like these. Could be just fun. Chapter 31, I should go. Unless you have a question, then I can answer that. I'll wait 5 seconds. I don't know. I'll wait a little bit longer. Chapter 31. You're curious about what Stampy will build next. In the story, I never say what he's going to build. I mentioned the prison thing that he mentioned in a trial episode in the Lovely World, but of course he didn't actually build that. And hinting it doesn't actually mean he's going to build it, but it's like, the thing is, when I write these stories, I don't exactly describe what he's building, because I don't want people to think he's going to actually build that, because I want him to have the freedom to build whatever he wants. So you can imagine whatever building he wants to build. It could be something that's already been built, because this is an alternate universe. Anything. Like sometime between Fancy Circle Park, maybe we'll have to trial. I don't know. But it's just everywhere. So yeah, I don't specifically say one thing to like what time it is. Like, it's just a year span. So it could be during the time between the Halloween special and Mirror World. Could be. I don't clarify. It's just funny he took a break around the time span that this actually takes place. Around. It's funny. Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't say if he's building that or not. So if you ever hear me read about something that he's building, like sometimes I say something he's building high up, and Sam has to step aside because it's not like Sam. He can get hurt, and like describing how the games work when you have PvP kind of stuff, it's a little tricky because, well, this is more like a hardcore kind of story. Hardcore, like you only have one life, and you die. Unfortunately. So, I'd have to readjust the rules if I ever do something like that. Like, something like Temple Pit. I would have to, like, you get 3 hits, and then you instantly get teleported back to your base. I don't know. That's something I overlook. He might. I never say he won't, but gotta make sure the bugs and all the lag stuff works, Bedrock and all that stuff. Because, yeah, especially some stuff that he doesn't really know very well yet. Just like mechanics and all that, the rest don't. Yeah. Some games have to be reworked completely. Temple Trap works as a mechanic, it just needs to be reworked completely. I had it working, but then I lost that world, so it's not working anymore. So, yeah. But I can always ask a friend who's a redstone expert and fix that up. Yeah, it's fixable. And, yeah. Well, level 10 is still broken. Yes, you get launched out, you don't go very far. Fortunately, you gotta use something like, I tried it, maybe, or slow falling. Slow falling helps, so it causes the problem of cheating. So, and then there's stuff like knockout, I believe. What was that? It's like the boat game where you slide on the ice, and if it falls off, you get points by hanging structures. It's like the part where the boat dispense is not working properly. The boats don't stop. They just sit there. So yeah, broken. But the game mechanic itself, it works fine. It's just the setup. It's broken. Wiggly one works. Yeah. As far as I know, no, William Beaver's skin is not on Bedrock yet. But there might be a chance that Skin Pack 4, which Stampy thinks he's in, will be out. So, like, Polly's is not on there yet. It's questionable whether or not she could be added or not. But if you can figure out import, like, you could get an iPad, play it, and have her skin imported on that, and it probably will work okay. So, yeah. Somebody play an iPad. Like, I could do that. Just play Polly that way. I don't know. It's like, there's the import thing, like, but it doesn't always work on all versions, like, not the stuff. You know how many people are going to be sad about that if it actually happens? It's like, yeah. It's like, maybe they'll be different. It's like, yeah. There is a Cupid skin, which Polly is based after, but it's not the right Cupid skin. So you have a quote-unquote Polly, it's just more of a manly Polly instead of a girly Polly. You know what I mean? Though technically she's not very girly in a sense. But yeah. William, he still might have a chance to be in. Just every time there's an update, people go quick look, see if anything's changed. And if they're in there. Like, yeah. Then again, eventually it might come. Oh, yeah. If he's got to do something, he'll figure something out. He'll figure something out. That's an interesting theory. But how would that exactly work? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. How would that exactly work? Yeah. How would that exactly work? Anyway. Maybe. If it comes down to it, Stampy will find a way to do it. Okay? Just leave it to that. He'll figure out a way to figure it out. He has clever ways of doing it. Like, to be honest, for Space Den, I've suggested creative mode fairy to help with spawning and getting boxes over to the moon, but I've been told that she's not in Bedrock. So the import thing could probably work if they could find the right skin, but they could also, like, have a new character that's a creative mode kind of thing. Like Amy's, or the fact that this other fairy retired and then this one took her place. Why am I saying it's goodbye? I don't know. Like, that kind of stuff, like trying to figure it out using commands, but I'm just like thinking about it, like, might be a good idea if you're gonna mess with commands, have a backup in case something goes wrong. Then you're good. So, yeah. Have a backup just in case. used in editing. Like, but I see what I mean. You could go into creative, use a teleporter kind of thing, and then just spawn a couple of them in there. And then come back and they're on the moon. That could work. It could actually work. You could add some effects so you don't know what's going on, like a flash of light, and all of a sudden it fades away, and the foxes are gone, and when they go to the moon, it's there. They're there. So that's a fun thing. That's a fun idea. That is a fun idea. Like, but, yeah. Whether or not he's gonna actually do that, that's up to him. But it would work. Yeah. It's called editing. So yeah. He's done that before when trying to mess with the command block, but he doesn't know how to do it. But that's fine, because I don't really know how to do command blocks. I can just use commands. I can just use commands. It's like it's like dash teleport fox to the coordinates needed to teleport them. Yeah, I am. There's the latest snapshot for Java that's been released about the piglins and some changes for the hoglins and all that. None of this is in this story or any of the series at all. But if you think about it, there is a chance. I didn't do this on purpose. I had no idea, but the fact that pillagers do exist, and the fact that you'll find out in the backstory, that some towns have been attacked and destroyed. People have been killed, taken, and stuff. It could not always be the YouTuber's fault, like everybody claimed it to be. It could possibly be... It could possibly be that, it's just the pillagers. And they're just mistaking them as YouTubers because they don't know better. Because they don't know better. It's possible. But yeah. It's like I was trying to find ways. Like, I have a fox that appears in the second book. Briefly, but it appears. And I'm just like, cool. I'm just going to drop that in because I can. 28. Yeah. Like, yeah. It just appears. It's fun. Yeah. 31. He might. He's already used netherwort, I think. Netherwort blocks. I'm trying to think about it. He's used nether brick. He hasn't used red nether brick, I don't believe. That is crafted with nether brick and warts. Nether wart. I've never actually crafted it, but it's craftable. It's cool. It's a cool new red block. Just like the nether wart block and the new wart block. So I wonder if it'll ever be craftable. Like, yeah, that would be cool. Because nether wart blocks are craftable. But nether wart blocks, how would that be crafted? Like maybe the sprouts or the shrooms? No, not the shrooms. Sprouts or something. Sprouts. You know what I mean? Those small things. Stampy's tower? Town? Oh, town. To be honest, I don't really know. Just exploring little stuff and all that. Clock tower is definitely a good symbolism of other stuff. And I like the Fantasy Circle Park a lot because it's open space. A lot of things can happen there. Not just like, not just mini games and all that. It's like bad stuff can happen there. It's already one bad thing that happened there, and a good thing that happened there. Yeah. It's also really close to Texas castles and Fortress Island, as I and the wiki page like to call it. Fortress Island is how I reference it. Fortress Island, and in the castle, it's still visible from the park, which is really interesting because bad things could happen there as well as good things. You never know. It's like a coin flip. It's 50-50. Something good can happen, and something bad can happen. Like, it's a fun place. Maybe. Well, Redstone and Danny actually built that in their lovely world thing, but we don't actually know if that's actually going to happen. Because, it could be just something he said he was going to do, but wasn't actually going to do. It's happened before. I've rewatched all of Stampy's videos. It's happened before. He said a minigame he was going to do, and then he hit the target, decided to attack. And then it never happened. It's happened before, so can't really be sure that's actually what he's going to do. If it does happen, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Yeah. Yeah. It is. Yeah. Oof. Huh. And we're going to be seeing the lovely world again and the helpers again. And we're going to get to see a little bit more of my style with all the helpers. Yeah. Yes. The helpers in this story don't talk. They did in a very, 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 very old draft of the Hero Need kind of stuff. Before this actually anything. They talked. It just was weird. And like, why not work on trying to find a way to get them not to talk and tell a story without words? It's like, it's really fun to do. It's a fun challenge for me because I gotta try to find ways for them to express themselves without using words. That's fun. That's interesting. I can't actually remember if he's done something like that before. I know he's done a laundromat kind of thing, but I don't know if that would work unless you use soul sand or something. Keep the boats from sinking and... Well, I don't know. I doubt he's actually watching this right now, but if he is, at least he's got some ideas. He has come and dropped into one of my reading times before. And after that, I'm like, I have to make sure I can see the chat, so if somebody from these books somebody I wrote these books with, and then I mean, somebody that I know that is in the story pops in, I can at least chat with them a little bit. The thing is, we don't know if Stampy's watching. He might surprise us, he might not. He might just be like, why don't you continue on to the story or something? I wanted to try to get to all the chapters, but discussions like this is fun. So, I'm going to continue. If you have more questions, I will look at them after 31. So we can get a little further on with the story, because I think you might like this one. Maybe. It's like, in the future chapters, something's going to happen, and it's going to be interesting. Even though it's a little scary. It's not scary. But it's a little, like, I don't describe it in depth, but it's scary. It's scary. Chapter 31. Sam led his friend down the stairs to the first floor, eagerly ready for the reaction of everyone when they saw the cat. Sam undoubtedly knew they would be relieved and happy to see that he was okay. And as the boy could tell, he was doing okay. They made it to the base of the stairs as the boy hesitated at the entrance of the main room, where everyone had been hanging out as they talked about what was going on. Sam couldn't believe that Dan was willing to help the cause and protect people that may or may not even know. He knew that the YouTuber's skills would come in good use, and he knew his brother would be spending time helping one of Rose's friends for the time being. That'd be Levi. I don't actually explain who he is, but basically if you read the first few chapters, he's the guy that's been interrogated and tortured and all that stuff, and he's helping the cause. So yeah, he's the one who's been through a horrible experience. Also one of the backstories. You'll figure out more from there. But he's more of a side character than the main character, really. Sam was just glad that his brother was doing something he wanted to do. Just like he would do. Are you ready for this? The boy asked. Yeah. So I don't... Blah, 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 blah. Though, I don't think I'm up to Alex yet. The cat admitted with a sly smile. Hey, that's fine. The boy smiled happily. I'm sure they'll understand. I know they will, the cat replied, rubbing his bruises around his middle gently. The bruises around his middle gently as the boy looked at him. Are they bugging you again? The boy asked him. It's not painful, just sore. The cat said with a smile. I can live with that. Okay, the boy nodded, trusting his friend as he turned towards the main room, walking in with the cat right behind him. Stampy! Dan cried immediately, standing up as he spotted his friend. It's good to see you too, Dan, the cat said with a smile. No, I cannot do the impression. Well, I could try, but the YouTuber came to him. Sam warned him about the no-hug rule, which he respected, giving a gentle pat on the cat's back in greeting. How are you feeling? The YouTuber said to the cat, taking a step back to give his friend a little space. The boy appreciated the gesture, seeing that the YouTuber did really care about his friend. Blah, blah. I've definitely been better, but I'll be okay, the cat replied quietly, looking over at Liam, Eli, and Rose, who were all still sitting on the couch and armchair. You do certainly look better than you did coming out of that awful place, Rose agreed with a nod. Sam's really been looking after you as well. You well, hasn't he? I suppose so, the cat said with a smile at the boy's instruction. Sam returned it as he looked over at his aunt. Stampy's ready to go home, Sam said matter-of-factly. Do you think he can handle the journey? She asked. The portal does tend to make things a little harder for someone that's recovering from an injury. Gotta have a consequence. Yeah. The boy looked over at the cat and nodded. He'll be with me. If something does happen, I'll take care of it. Sure enough, she said with a smile. I'm sure everyone else is now ready to go. Yeah, Liam said with a nod at his brother. I'm ready. I just wanted to make sure I got to say goodbye to my friends first. That's nice of you, the cat replied happily. So am I, Stan replied. I just don't want to regret going if Stampy needs something or anything. I'll be okay, really, the cat said to him with a chuckle, groaning softly as he smiled again. Apparently those chuckles aren't good right now. Like sometimes when you laugh, your chest and middle area starts to hurt a little bit if you laugh hard enough or something. That's kind of what's happening here. I'll be okay, really. Gets it, replied with a chuckle, groaning softly as he smiled again, and repeating the same sentence. I have enough people who have my back. You're absolutely sure, Dan asked. Perhaps the cat assured him. I appreciate that you wanted to make sure, though. After what happened to you back there, I think I have a right to make sure. Dan said with a small grin. The cat nodded slowly as he looked over at the boy, and Sam noticed that there was a sad look in his eyes. We'll see each other soon, right? Sam asked the YouTuber. Yeah, the YouTuber laughed. You can call me any time on the communicator at your friend's place. You mean Levi? Liam asked curiously. You know what I mean. Dan said with a smile. The other boy smiled and nodded. Thanks, Dan. I'll make sure to do that. Yeah, Liam agreed. So you probably need to get going. Probably for the best, Rose replied matter-of-factly as she got to her feet. I'll be taking you two through the portal. Can we say goodbye first? The cat asked hopefully. Yes, of course you can. She assured him with a nod. Liam got up and came up to them. I'll see you after summer then. Liam asked. Unless something comes up. Yes, Sam told him with a smile. Liam chuckled and gave his brother a hug. Be careful out there, okay? Keep him safe. I will, Sam assured him, pulling away. I plan on making sure he is for a long while. Sounds like a plan to me. Dan chuckled. You deserve the honor and respect for willing to stand up. All I want is my friend to be safe, Sam told him. I don't care what anyone thinks of me and whether or not I should be doing this or that. All I want is to know that I'm doing something important. Something that matters to me. Doesn't everybody want that? I'm glad you feel that way, the cat said with a smile. The boy watched as everyone wished them well, as they were finally heading out to the door. I messed up that sentence. Sam was more than willing to go with his friend. Sure, he did miss his home, but he still felt like he was making the right choice about doing this. Sam needed him. Who am I talking about here? Stampy needed him, and he wanted to be there for his friend. Clearly, I needed to drink of water. I'm slurring a little bit. Why? Love a good slurry. Come on, you two. We need to get going, Rose persuaded, as she beckoned them to follow. Sam did so, not hesitating or looking over his shoulder as he did so. The boy looked over to his friend to see him look hopeful. He looked hopeful, not sad or excited, but somewhere in between. Oh no, I have to hiccup. That's not good. Not good at all. Hopefully they go away. Sam didn't really blame him. It was a hard choice to make, but Sam knew his friends would be better for it. Sam walked with the cat, keeping pace with his friend as he went along, following his aunt, who was in the lead. The cat's pace wasn't too fast, but it wasn't the normal pace that it normally was. Perhaps he was still recovering from all that he had been through. Besides, he hasn't used his legs for a few days. He'd probably be a little slow. But the boy was sure he'd be fine. Doing all right? Sam asked the cat, wanting to make sure. I'm fine, the cat told him quietly, not meeting his eyes as he said it. I'm not in unbearable pain, at least. You have to be in pain to not be fine, the boy told him. But you really are okay. I hope so. I mean, I want to think so, the cat admitted. I don't want things to go wrong. I don't want to go home and find out something horrible, terrible has happened. Your world is safe and untouched, Rose assured him. Ever since you left the world, the men have been pretty absent. That's supposed to make me feel better, the cat asked lazily. If you wanted to, the boy said with a shrug. But you do want to go home, don't you? Of course! It's where I belong, the cat said, shaking his head. I'm just not sure what to expect, that's all. I'll be right there with you, the boy said matter-of-factly. We'll be careful together and make sure we keep each other accountable. Just be sure to find the helpers, Rose reminded them. They'll be a huge help, I'm sure of it. Of course they will. I know they will, the cat said. I guess I just miss it so much. That's what's in my head isn't normally what's really going on. Of course. I know what you mean, the boy replied cheerfully. But we can do this, Stampy. You'll see. wonder when he's over going on his Wonder Quest trips what Hit the Target is doing during that time. It's just something that constantly pops into my mind when I watch him. Like, what is Hit the Target doing whenever Stampy's not around? He's got a perfect time to do something, but from what we know, he doesn't do it. Yeah, get back on track. Yeah, I suppose I will, the cat agreed, as he walked on through the woods, the boy looking ahead as he tried to think of something else to talk about. What's the first thing you want to do when you get back home? The boy asked. Go to bed, the cat sighed. I'm feeling pretty tired. Better. Yeah, because you made it. You sure don't want something to eat first? Rose asked, now looking over her shoulder as she said it. The cat chuckled. Yeah, that too. Eat some cake, and then go to sleep. Then we can do that, the boy told him. And you'll see, it won't be so bad. It won't be, the cat agreed, looking a little happier. I really do trust you, Sam. You've done so much to help me, and I can't believe you're still doing it. Above and beyond what I expected. The boy laughed. You're my friend, Stampy. That's what friends do. I'm glad. As the cat replied, the boy spotted that the trees were beginning to thin. They were nearing a clearing. Pretty soon, they would be back in the lovely world. He couldn't wait to find out what he would see on the other side. But he was ready to for just about anything. Just about everything. Because his friend needed that. Needed to be strong, smart, and brave. To be the friend who listened and cared. That was what he was here for, after all. Especially after something so traumatic that Stampy had gone through. And you'll find out how much it affected. Yeah. It's like, there's one scene I've managed to keep through all my editing. Because it's just so strong. Yeah. Chapter 32. Chapter 32. We get to the fun part. Or the scary part, depending on what you ask. Stampy felt the sensation of falling as he slipped through the portal. The boy was not too far behind as they traveled through the void of light until coming to the other side. Stampy stumbled as he stepped through, seeing trees surrounding him, suddenly feeling a little bit lightheaded. The cat felt arms suddenly and gently wrap around him, catching him before he fell to the ground as he groaned. Leaning into the boy as he shook his head and blinked. You okay? The boy asked. Yeah, just a little dizzy. The cat replied softly, trying to pull himself together and stand up, but he was too exhausted to do that. I think the portal did take some of it out of me. It's okay, the boy told him gently. I can help you get back to the house. I know you can, the cat said, blinking a few more times rapidly until everything seemed to return to normal. I really am fine now. Some rest will help, the boy said thoughtfully, and he began to walk slowly out of the cluster of trees, walking into the familiar town the cat knew so well. Home, the cat said, his voice soft and delicate. Perfect voice. Amazed and happy, he was relieved to see that his aunt was right. Excuse me. That's the wrong pronoun. The boy's aunt was right. Nothing had happened to the town or his funland while he'd been away. Fair enough, you can't really see the funland from there. Okay. It was safe. He was safe. Cat let out a sigh as he closed his eyes, leaning against the boy as he tried to keep going. But he was pretty exhausted. Could he be sure he'd be able to make it to his house on foot? Or would someone have to carry him the rest of the way? Before he could ponder, I think you could read from the next paragraph. But before he could ponder on that anymore, the cat suddenly heard an arrow whiz over their heads. His eyes snapped open, and he spotted an arrow fly harmlessly to the ground. The cat looked over his shoulder, gasping as he saw who it was that was shooting at them. Then, hang on. We good? Yay! We're back. I sometimes do that, especially when I'm trying to edit. Yay! We're back. Shooting at them. Hit the target? The cat asked as the boy instinctively pushed him behind him and stood in front of the cat, extending a sword at the cat's nemesis, watched with intrigue and amusement. The cat was too exhausted to do anything, and one good shot could seriously hurt him, or even end him. He had a feeling that the boy knew that, standing protectively in front of the villain. Of course he knows who the target is. Yet the target said nothing, and he came closer to them. Of course he would. His bow raised with an arrow knocked, and aimed straight at them. The cat swallowed as he tried to take another deep breath, feeling the soreness in his middle only growing as he looked around the area, hoping to find anything that could help them. I suggest you back off, the target, Sam warned, looking the man straight in the eye. We don't have time to deal with you. The villain only shook his head with a cold smile as he came closer, threatening to shoot as he watched the boy. But another question formed in the cat's mind, as he wondered where Viva Dash could be. Suddenly, the cat heard the sound of breaking glass as a potion spilled onto his head and as he groaned, collapsing to the ground. He was relieved that it wasn't poison, but it had weakened him even more than he already was. Stampy! The boy shouted. The cat looked up weakly to see the boy looking over his shoulder with concern. The cat could now see Viva Dash beside hit the target, but they were too blurry in his vision for him to tell what expression was on their faces. The cat groaned again, trying to say something, anything, but he was too weak, too sore. The pain erupted from around his neck once again. The stinging sensation he had woken up with, the memory of the awful pain he'd been forced to endure as he shuddered, trying to keep himself together, trying to push them back, those terrifying memories. The cat could hear a commotion not too far away, but he couldn't seem to bring himself to look up. The potion's effect had to have worn up by now, right? What if this was one of the collar's side effects? Stampy gasped as he felt a hand on his shoulder, hearing a voice speaking to him, but the cat couldn't hear it. All he could see were the horrible memories. All he could hear were his screams and cries of pain. He couldn't do this. He couldn't stop this. Was he panicking? The cat squirmed as someone lifted his head, and a warm, smooth liquid poured down his throat as he drank it, the pain subsiding as he whimpered, too shaken and tired to do anything else, to ensure what was going on. Stampy? Someone asked, calling his name. Can you say something? Anything? The cat opened his eyes and looked up to see the boy was looking down at him, a look of concern on his friend's face. What had he seen? What was going on in the boy's head? Was that the collar? The cat asked weakly. Did it hurt you? The boy asked. The potion was only meant to weaken me, the cat said quietly. It wasn't supposed to do whatever it did to me. But you are okay, the boy asked quietly. Yeah, I think so, the cat sighed, looking around the area. Binding hit the target and Viva Dash were gone. Where did they go? Polly and William chased them off, the boy said simply. I don't think the two of them were expecting what happened. What did happen? The cat asked. Was it a side effect? I don't know, the boy said quietly. But that healing potion he gave you seemed to help. Yeah, the cat said, nodding his head. The sharp pain in his neck was gone, and the soreness of his middle had appeared to have disappeared momentarily. Hang on, I gotta sneeze. Good. But I think it pushed back some of the recovery process. You're probably right, the boy frowned. We should get you to a bed. We need to rest. What about food? The cat asked. That really may help as well. Sam smiled. Think you'll be able to sit up for it? If I have to. the cat groaned, managing to sit up and looking at the boy with a smile. Sip smiled and returned to help the cat to his feet. Just as William and Polly could be spotted, coming back, looks of concern in their faces as they returned. Excuse me. But they seemed more at ease seeing that he was okay. William! What? William! Polly! The cat cried with joy, trying to sound better than he felt. Then he knew they probably could see right through it. What had they seen it that caused him to be so worried? Had the pain been more physical in a sense? He couldn't be sure, but whatever had happened, it couldn't hurt him now. He was safe. The helpers managed to arrive to their sides relatively quickly. The beaver, still in his diamond armor, with a look of determination as he looked over at the cat. Polly looked more relieved than worried, but they both definitely had questions. Lots of them. Especially with the injuries he'd had, in reaction from the potion he suffered. I'm okay, the cat assured them quietly, leaning on to the boy, still feeling exhausted. Shouldn't he have passed out from all of that? What was he missing? What were his friends telling him? I'll explain everything later, the boy told them. We just need to get him somewhere safe where he can rest. Can one of you get busy for me? I think it'll be good if we are all here. Polly nodded and began running off in a direction where the cat assumed was where the elephant was. William stood silently by his side, and the cat appreciated it. Right now, he was too weak to defend himself. Too weak and tired to do anything but sleep, eat, and heal. Had the portal somehow played a part in all this? Had everything? There were so many questions that he didn't know the answers to, but he didn't need to be scared of this. His friends knew how to help him. They were helping him. You sure you can walk back? Sam asked. I can carry you if you don't think you can do it. I can do it, the cat told him. I have to. No, you don't, Sam told him firmly. Fainting from exhaustion won't help you. Okay. I suppose you're right, the cat sighed. But isn't it all that far? Okay, the boy replied with a nod. He helped the cat walk through the town, with the beaver not too far behind, looking determined and ready to jump anything that tried to attack. There was something that didn't surprise the cat at all. Unless something had really scared it. Was he scared? The cat wasn't sure. All he knew was that he wanted something to eat and go crawl into his bed and sleep. It didn't take them long before they came to the house, just like the cat had promised. The boy helped him into the house and the steps into the storage room. Yes, I know my way around Stampy's house. The cat tried to keep his pace steady. Like this was before I did my research. when doing this. He tried to keep his pace steady with the boy, his legs feeling like lead as he struggled to keep going. They made it to the room, and the boy led his friend to the bed, and he gratefully sat down. How are you feeling? The boy asked him carefully. And be honest with me. Fine, really, the cat told him. I just want to know what happened back there. Why were you guys so concerned about me? The boy hesitated, looking over at the beaver, who nodded. The boy swallowed and looked over at the cat. When the beaver splashed you with that potion, you collapsed to the ground. You looked as if you were in a lot of pain and wouldn't respond when I tried calling to you. Then I had an idea to use the healing potion I had, and it brought you back. The cat swallowed, not wanting to imagine what it could have been like for his friends to see. Had he been screaming? Struggling against something? Had he been crying out in fear? He did remember the images, the fear, the pain. He had memories that showed themselves, the ones he wanted to forget. It was pretty bad, the cat agreed. All I remember is feeling the pain, hearing myself screaming, seeing the horrible torture all over again. Sam nodded with understanding, put a hand on his friend's shoulder. Do you think they'll be able to get some sleep? Can I have something to eat first, please? I'm starving. The cat replied matter of factly. Of course, Stampy. Sam said with a smile as he went over to the chest and opened it. looking through it until he took something out. The cat's eyes brightened when he saw what the boy was bringing him. It made everything feel so much better. Of course, you all know what that is. Thank you, the cat sighed with gratitude as he ate the cake. We all know it was a cake. Don't worry about it. Enjoying each and every bite. How long had it been since he'd eaten the cake? Tease? It felt like it had been forever. But it was a huge relief. The cat closing his eyes as exhaustion overwhelmed him. Come on now. Go get some sleep, the boy told him quietly, helping the cat climb into the rest of the way into the bed as he felt the warm blankets surround him. He was finally home, in his bed. They'd done all of this to get here. He was finally back in the place where he belonged. There was nothing he needed to be scared of. Nothing anyone could do to take away the peace and happiness he felt lying down on his bed, resting his head as he saw on the soft pillow. It won't be far? The cat asked the boy, his eyes still closed. It won't be far, the boy promised softly. The cat sighed in relief, knowing his friend would keep it. Sam was determined to keep him safe, take care of him. No matter what happened, he just hoped he didn't have to relive those awful memories again. He was finally safe, and he could be happy here, free from any fear that could threaten to overwhelm him. This was where he belonged. This was home. He was so glad he was surrounded by many great friends who would do whatever it took to help him, to keep him safe. And he didn't want to have it any other way. Chapter 33. Funnily enough, when I say it correctly, like whenever I read audiobooks on my tape player, it always says tree instead of 3. So 33. Like, of course it's saying 3, but I hear it as tree. It's always something that cracks me up. Because tree. It's just so funny stuff that happens to me. I've listened to quite a few audiobooks. Nothing from YouTubers yet. I'm always looking forward to it. I look at all my free audiobooks to see if anyone has gotten their stuff there. Like maybe Stacy. I haven't seen anything for the Wild Rescuers yet, but that would be cool to find. 23. Sam watched as his friend fell asleep on the bed, peaceful and relaxed, and it eased the boy's concern for his friend. He wouldn't forget seeing his friend rising and screaming. How much pain was in his friend's expression, unable to help him until he gave him a healing potion. It had really scared him, and he wanted to hope that never happened again. Everyone wanted. Suddenly, he felt a hand on his shoulder. The boy looked to see William looking at him, a look of understanding in his eyes. He had seen the same thing and seemed to understand the conflicting questions that filled the boy's mind. I do think he'll be okay, Sam replied. He just needs some time to recover first. The beaver nodded sadly as he looked down at the cat, seeing the red burn around the cat's neck. A reminder of what had happened. The boy swallowed and sighed. It looks better than you'd think, the boy replied. Stampy went through some pretty hard things, and it's fair to talk about it with everyone here. We can talk outside Stampy's room, just to be safe. William nodded with understanding as he beckoned for the boy to follow. Sam hesitated, looking back at his sleeping friend, hoping he was right about what he'd said. Seeing the pain on his friend was only moments before it was something he never would forget. But it hadn't been as bad as torture that his friend had endured. The memory most certainly had some sort of side effect on the pain. The boy needed to remember that. He needed to make sure his friend would be okay, and wasn't splashed by any other potion besides healing for a while, until he figured out what had caused this reaction. The boy followed the beaver out of the cat's room, finding the other helpers just walking in. both of them looking eager to hear what they'd missed. Sam didn't hesitate to tell them everything that had happened since they had left the lovely world. Everything their friend had been through, even the horrors that Mr. Hand inflicted on the cat. He'd been through much that the boy realized he'd taken quite some time, but he was glad he did. He didn't want to hide anything from the helpers. There was something important there that he needed to know. They needed to know. Excuse me. They needed to know. Once he was done, all three of them nodded, ranging from various emotions. None of them were aimed at him. The boy wasn't worried that they would be disappointed for him not doing everything he could have, but he knew that he'd done everything he could at the right time. When Mr. A wouldn't have been able to do anything to stop them, or keep them from rescuing Stampy. And they'd done it. That was all that mattered. They just needed to work together to help them through this recovery. So, what have you guys been doing while we've been away? Sam asked curiously, wanting to turn the topic over to them rather than simply focusing on it just on their friend. The beaver shrugged casually, looking back towards the cat's room with a slight hint of sadness. I know you missed him, the boy said, and it might be a little while before he's back to his old self, but he will get through this. We can do this together. The helpers all nodded, seeming to agree with the boy, which Sam appreciated. He wanted to help his friend, but he knew he couldn't do it alone. He needed the helpers to help him. He needed everyone to do their part in helping the cat get stronger and hopefully make a full recovery. He wasn't sure how long it would take, but the boy knew his friend would need all the help he could get to build up his strength and recover from everything that had happened. The boy had a feeling it would take some time, and he was willing to do that, especially for his friend. A few days passed since the boy and the cat had returned to the lovely world. Days of which the boy had insisted the cat rested and slept. And as each day went on, his friend got a little stronger. The bruises around his friend's middle had completely vanished, only leaving a bright red burn around the cat's neck, which was slowly healing after each dose of healing potion, which was a relief to the boy. It didn't appear the mark would be permanent. But as the boy waited in the cat's room, watching him rest for another full day, he couldn't help but wonder when it would be a good time to see if his friend was doing any better. Definitely looked better than he had before, but Sam wanted to know for sure, not wanting to push his friend too hard if he didn't feel he was ready for it. Sam sat there in silence, not looking at his friend as he looked out the window, not being able to help but wonder what was going on elsewhere. Was his brother doing all right? What was Dan doing right now? How many lives had the YouTuber saved already? Was he thinking of Stampy? Wondering how he was doing? I'm not entirely sure, but it was good to see his friend getting better. Any sign of what had happened? The splash motion of weakness had vanished. Yes, it was weakness. The boy looked over at the cat to find that his friend was looking right at him, his bright green eyes full of curiosity and intrigue. The cat managed to smile as he sat up in bed. There was no groaning as he did so. "Hello, Stampy," Sam said with a smile. "Are you feeling any better today?" "Much better," the cat sighed. "Better than I have for a while now." "That's good," the boy added with a smile. "You're not in any pain?" "No," the cat shook his head quickly. "The burn isn't bothering you?" the boy pressed, making sure. The cat swallowed and shook his head. "I feel fine, Sam. I feel better than I have in weeks. It really is good to be home." "Yep, it sure is," the boy agreed. The cat said with a nod before looking over to the window, sadly. "When will my time on bed rest be over?" "Depends on if you think you're ready to handle what's out there," the boy replied. "Building a new thing in your world does take a lot, you know." "I really miss having fun in my world, building and playing games," the cat sighed. "I'm not sure if I'm ready." "I am ready. We could take a walk if you want," the boy suggested. "To see how you do there." "Really?" the cat asked. "I want to see if you're a little more steadier on your feet. Anyway," the boy laughed. The cat chuckled and nodded. I do feel a lot better, though. I don't feel weak or exhausted at all. I feel like I can go for miles and miles without slowing down. Careful there, Sam warned. You don't know if you can fully handle that much energy yet. The cat chuckled again, put his feet on the floor, now wearing brand new iron boots that the boy had given him. Let's see what I can do. Be with you every step of the way, the boy said encouragingly. The cat got to his feet, steadying himself before taking his first step forward. In days, the boy watched as the cat took another step, then a third, looking more confident after every step. You don't need me to hold your hand or anything? The boy offered. The cat shook his head. I feel fine. See? No stumbling. The boy nodded. It does look better, if I have to be honest with you. Just be careful and tell me if you need a break. I understand. The cat nodded with a smile as the boy opened the door for his friend and let him walk through. Right. The boy walked right beside him, keeping up with him easily. The cat was taking it slow and steady before deciding to pick it up a bit, trying to find a rhythm that would work well for him. They walked into the storage room and towards the front entrance that led out toward the doghouse. The boy assumed his friend would want to see them, make sure they were all okay. The boy said nothing, just followed behind as they walked. The boy followed his friend as they walked outside. The boy spotting Harry right outside the doghouse. The boy greeted him cheerfully, and the cat did the same, looking a little more happier now that he was outside in a familiar place. I need some water. Water. Sam followed his friend into the doghouse, hearing the barks of the dogs as they came to meet into the main part. Cat was smiling even wider, seeing all the dogs. The dogs all barked in greeting as they all stood up and went over to him. Personality. The cat laughed as they walked. He petted all his dogs, telling each and every one of them that he missed them. But as the boy watched, he noticed his friend's mood change slightly as each of the dogs went back to their spots, sitting down as the cat looked at them quietly, taking a moment to look over at Duncan, whom the boy realized was wearing a black collar. Of course I'm going to do that. Is something wrong, Stampy? The boy asked quietly, beside his friend, as the cat looked over at the dog with uncertainty. They don't hurt them, do they? The cat asked nervously. What? The boy asked with surprise. The collars. They don't hurt them, right? The cat asked. Sam looked over in Duncan's direction and walked over to him, putting up 2 fingers between the dog's neck and the collar, which is something that you do to check to see if the collar fits well on the dog. There was enough room, as he expected. Well, if it's a bigger dog, which Duncan is, and the smaller dog is just 1. No, it doesn't hurt them, the boy said, patting the dog on the head before standing up. They're just normal collars, and they seem to be fitting pretty comfortably. Okay, the cat sighed, sounding relieved. It's just, it's hard for me to see the collars right now after what happened. They're okay, the boy assured him, and so will you. Those men can't hurt you with that thing anymore, remember? I do remember, the cat frowned, but the memory of it is still pretty terrifying. I understand that, the boy said quietly. The dogs will be fine here. How about we walk around town? I'm sure it'll help. I guess it wouldn't hurt to try, the cat said with a small smile, as the boy led them out of the doghouse as they began walking around town calmly and quietly. Not saying anything for a long while. The boy didn't think about where they were going, only following the cat as they went through the town, his mind wandering as he tried to think about all the things that had been going on. His friend had been through quite a lot and was recovering well. His helpers had talked with him about ways to better ensure their friend's safety, which the boy didn't mind at all. Stampy needed all the help he could get, and having a plan if something went wrong was always good. Not that any of them had seen anything risky so far, but the boy wanted to be sure. He didn't like the idea of getting attacked when there was no way to call for help. seemed to make things all the more difficult than they needed to be. But as they continued walking, he could tell that his friend was lost in thought, that there was something on his mind. It intrigued the boy as he pondered whether or not he should ask. Is there something on your mind that you want to talk about? The boy asked the cat, looking up at him with uncertainty. After all, he didn't really know for sure there was something on his friend's mind. For all he knew, his friend could be just enjoying himself walking through the town. Something he hadn't done in a while. I think it would be better to show you, the guy replied with a small smile, pointing at something ahead. Of course, they had to walk all the way around the town. I know the route. I know many routes, Kid said with a small smile, pointing at something ahead. The boy looked up and immediately recognized the lovely skyscraper. Which would you... Oh boy. That's not the right word. And I think spell check agrees with me. No, Grimsley, it's not wood. Which could be seen from the cat's balcony. How had they come to here? What could his friend possibly want to talk to him about? You might be able to connect the dots, but we'll see. Did the building have something to do with it? Probably. The boy walked with the cat, not saying anything. He didn't need to, because the cat probably wouldn't say anything, or until they got to their destination. His friend was being a little quiet and mysterious, but the boy didn't see anything that would be concerning. Just a friend needing someone to talk to. And he could do that, even if his friend only needed him to listen. They arrived to the base of the skyscraper. The boy looking up at the tall thing. Sure, it was one of many tall buildings, very many tall buildings. Was but one of the only few skyscrapers. At least for now. And that gives you a hint of the time frame if he ever builds more. One of the few. He's also built good news. Which also are skyscraper. It was also a design the boy had never imagined he would see. It looks alright. The boy looked over to see his friend walking aside as he followed shortly behind. Do you know how to use one of these elevators here? The kid asked, pointing to what looked like a lift with my car sleeping up a point. People are called different things, so I just did that. No, not really. I've never been to a city with really tall buildings, Sam admitted. Cat chuckled and beckoned him over, showing him what to do and how it would work. You think you can make it to the top without a problem? Yeah, why? The kid boy asked. I'll tell you up there, the guy promised, with a smile before he went into the minecart, helped them, and disappeared. The boy hesitated for a moment, unsure if he should go up there, but it was where his friend wanted him to go. He had to oblige, so he took a deep breath and jumped up, getting into the minecart, rapidly going up and up and up until he made it to the top, and stepped up, looking around the room. There was a big desk and chair at the back, making it look like an office. The boy looked over to find Stampy looking out the window, his hands behind his back. Lovely. It would be more like paws behind his back. He was quiet but calm, and the boy could feel a wave of determination wafting off from his friend. Sam walked over to the car and stood beside him, looking out on a spectacular view from up here. He could see so much of the place the cat called home, still thinking about so many things, but the important ones was what was going on with his friend. It looks quite nice up here, the boy said in amazement. Everything looks so small. Not everything, the cat used his smile. The clock tower still towers over almost everything. Feel for the raindrops. Somebody replied, yep. The kid agreed. That's a pretty tall ride, though. Really challenging to fix. Clearly not anymore, since I nearly fixed it. Thanks to Bedrock's mechanics. Bedrock's mechanics. I'm calling it Bedrock's mechanics. Apparently, it's not in Java, but it is on Bedrock. Whatever. It is a pretty trial rate, though, and really challenging to fix. I guess I can understand that, the boy said with a nod, but I doubt it's the only reason why you brought me up here. You don't have to come up. You didn't have to come up to get so amusement. You want to tell me something, and I'm willing to hear you out. Just like I did back at the safe house with Gerald, who was accusing you. The boy said. The kid swallowed and nodded. He still is. All of it was intentional. You won't get away with it, Stampy, Sam assured him. He'll be caught and put somewhere where he can't hurt anyone ever again. Not even you. I hope you're right, the cat replied with a frown. That man already has caused quite a lot of damage. I hope so too, the boy nodded. So what happened here that you wanted to show me? The cat swallowed, looking over at the boy quietly, lost in thought before finally speaking. I think you might already know. It had something to do with his target, of course. He had to create a device that would cut my voice out and give his target the opportunity to speak for me. It was awful. I had no choice but do what he said, or else I would risk never speaking again. Luckily, oh no. My nose is lynched. I'm doing that with quotations. Luckily for me, I managed to warn my helpers just in time, and they chased him away, but just thinking about what happened here, and what happened about a week ago, it's hard to get through it all. How does what his target try to do to you and what Mr. A did have anything in common? Sam asked his friend, unsure of where the cat was going with this, but he'd come this far, and he probably wouldn't have his friend. I was left vulnerable and afraid both times, the cat sighed. I had no choice but to do what they told me to do. I had no voice to speak for myself, no way to defend myself. I was able to warn my helpers, but back with Mr. A, all I could do was warn Dan of what the man was planning to do. Well, he hurt me. I felt so helpless, unable to stop them on my own. Even though I did outnumber him, but I was almost afraid they were right, and all that there was almost nothing that could be done about it. Well, you survived what Mr. A did, Sam reminded him. You're mostly recovered from the injuries he'd inflicted. You're stronger now because of it. The kid nodded. To be fair, Mr. A is far more terrifyingly to target. Nothing my never has ever done matched up. The horse, the man has done. The kid shuddered, shook his head. I'm not sure what I'll do if I ever manage to get out of that prison world. You have to know how much stuff his target has caused him through. He's tried to drown him, burn him, shoot him. He does so much, and now we say Debbie is saying that Mr. A is horrible. Oh yeah. I know what I would do. Sam simply. I would drop everything and stand by your side, ready to defend and protect you from him. That man isn't going to hurt you so long as I'm around. The cat smiled. I believe you. Sam nodded, looking back out into the world. Glad for the cat's simple words they knew the cat meant. He knew his friend trusted him. Maybe not as much as his helpers, who had been with him and saved him from his target plenty of times. True. But he had saved his friend from one of the most dangerous and scariest men out there. One that had wanted to destroy the hell YouTubers. I had a thought come to mind, but I'm not going to say it. Who would stop until he ran superior and finished the goal he'd set out to do. But Sam was ready to stop him. Ready to fight until the end. His friend needed that. They all needed that. It had to be worth it. Are you feeling better now after that? Sam asked his friend. Yeah, I guess so, the cat nodded. Talking about this really helps. Thanks for listening to me, Sam. Thanks for giving me a chance to help, the boy said determinedly, happy for his friend. The cat had come so far since the awful day. He had come through beating the odds and was getting better and better every day. And pretty soon, they would be back to what they usually did. Building and playing games, having fun. It was what his friend needed. What he knew he needed to be ready for when he would return home. Face his father once again. Sure, he was nervous, but he knew he could handle it. He had to. He just hoped they would find something that Rose would agree to. Something that worked for everyone. It'd be worth it. It had to be. 34. Stampy found himself alone in a dark and empty place. He didn't know where he was or how he'd gotten there. Oh boy. All he knew was that he wasn't in his world. He wasn't in his bedroom, where the boy would be just upstairs. He was somewhere he didn't know, someplace dark and eerie, with menacing shadows lurking in the darkness. Where was he? How had he gotten here? Suddenly the cat could hear something. Footsteps? Someone coming to see him? Who? Why? What was going on? Why did he feel so creeped out by all of this? Was it a dream? Or was this real? The cat looked around the room, unable to see anything. There was no light coming from any windows or torches. In fact, there was no windows at all. Or torches! It was eerily still and quiet. It confused him, puzzled him. He wasn't sure what he should do, whether or not he should call him for help. Would anyone hear him? Or was he truly alone with whoever was coming towards him? He tried to struggle to his feet, only to fall to the cold, hard floor, realizing his paws were tied behind him, unstabling him. Sure, he did have his tail, but it didn't really help much if he wasn't standing up. And now he couldn't even pull himself up. Great. Just great. How could he hear the He could hear the footsteps grow louder. The cat, unsure of whether or not he should call out to them to see if anything happened, but he wasn't even sure where he was. How could he know if he could trust the owner of those footsteps? For all he knew, they could have been sent by Mr. A to kill him. No, that could be right. Mr. A and RJ were trapped in the prison world. They couldn't get out. They weren't going anywhere. No one could even contact them. He was sure of that. Otherwise, they would have gotten out by now. No, couldn't be him. Then who? Gerald? He was the only one who was still technically a threat. Someone who did want him to be out of the way, or even worse, dead. Could it be him? He wasn't sure. He wasn't even sure if this was real at all. The last thing he remembered was going to his bedroom, climbing into bed, and falling asleep. He'd returned from spending the entire day with Sam, feeling better than he had in a month. All of this drama and fear was draining and exhausting. Surely it was good to take a break from it, but he wasn't. Not here. Not now. Hello? Who's there? The cat demanded, calling out, hoping someone would hear him. Hoping they were friendly and not sent to destroy him. How he had gotten here in the first place. Where exactly was he anyway? I think you know very well who it is, cat. A voice said darkly from behind him, as a chill ran up and down his spine, as someone kicked him from behind. Cat groaned as he struggled to get away, but hands grabbed him and pulled him up, pitting him against a cold wall, and the cat looked up, who had sent him to his death. Gerald? What are you doing here? The cat asked, terrified of what he was seeing. I know very well what I'm doing here. The man sneered. I'm here to finish what I started. By killing? The cat asked, his voice sounding small. Preferably. The man said with a shrug, pushing the cat harder against the wall. Does it feel to be a traitor to the cause you are? I'm not a traitor, the cat demanded, struggling to pull away from the man. I know you aren't, the man said with a cold chuckle. That doesn't mean the people do believe you are who I said you are. Please, you don't have to do this, the cat said, hoping the man would see reason, but he doubted he would. I do, especially after you escaped from Mr. A, the man said with a smile. No one escapes from Mr. A and lives to tell the tale. What do you mean? The cat asked, horrified by those words. We'll find you, Stampy Cat, and I will finish what I started with you. Even if it's the last thing I do, the man said with a cold laugh, throwing the cat onto the ground. The cat moaned, sitting up to see the man lunging at him. The cat screamed, frozen in fear as he looked away, waiting for the man to strangle him, to stab him, or to do something that would no doubt be painful. He waited, but never came. Instead, he woke up. The cat woke up with a start, gasping as he sat up and feeling his heart race as he looked around the bedroom, frightened and shaken by what he had just seen. It took him a few moments to realize it had only been a dream. An awful, no good nightmare. He was safe. Gerald hadn't found him. The man wasn't coming for him. There was no sign of any danger in the bedroom. In his bedroom. Stampy shook his head and groaned, realizing it was now the middle of the night, very late, and he was still tired. But part of him was afraid to go back to bed, afraid to see the man's face again. But he was going to be okay. He had to be okay. It was only a bad dream. It really couldn't hurt him, but it still had been very awful. The cat wanted nothing to do with it. He climbed out of his bed and looked around the room, finding Barnaby sitting down at his dog bed. Looking up was concerned as he did so. "I'm okay," the cat assured him. "It was just a scary dream, that's all." The dog whined, barking sharply as the cat smiled. Seeing the dog's determination filled him with a contentment. He knew the doggy companion wouldn't let anything happen to him in his bedroom. He was just glad the dog was okay, that he hadn't been snatched out of his bed in the middle of the night and taken to an awful dark place where Gerald lurked, waiting to pounce. He was in his bedroom, his world, surrounded by friends who were keeping him safe. There was nothing he needed to be scared of. He was happier than he'd been in a long time, and he was glad he'd met the people he'd met along the way. Most of them, anyway. Gerald, Mr. A, RJ, and RJ were still all terrifying in their own ways, but at least they can turn him. Not now, anyway. Maybe in his nightmares, but at least he never could truly hurt him. The cat walked over to his balcony and walked outside, looking out the window as he did so, feeling the cool night breeze wash over him. He closed his eyes as he took a deep breath, relieved to finally be home. Able to do what he wanted, to go where he wanted to go, and finally to do something interesting for a change. He had returned home. Now he wanted to do something about it, whether it was to have a party, play games all day, or just work on building something new. This is like a sports park. He knew one thing for sure. This was his world, his choice to do what he loved to do most. His friends had a choice, and they were choosing to help him, to protect him against those awful men. Sure, they hadn't seen any sign of them, but it didn't mean they weren't out there somewhere. He just hoped that they wouldn't try anything anytime soon. As the cat stood on his balcony, hearing Esther, the chicken, clucking away, repeated away to waste. He looked up at the night sky, the stars twinkling as he smiled. How much he missed the world he called home. Even as the scary nightmares faded from his mind, he knew that he would be okay. He did have an uneasy feeling around dark oak doors, as he soon realized when passing the good news newspaper headquarters. And in the course of paw, now you know how recent it is, but he was okay. It wasn't an intense fear, just a little bit of nerves that reminded him of the awful room where he'd been tortured by Mr. A. Nothing that he couldn't handle. Don't you have a little bit of symbolism? The cat lit out alongside to close his eyes, taking in the world around him, listening to the silence that surrounded him. It was perfect and beautiful, just where he needed to be. He opened his eyes again and looked over to where he could see the lovely skyscraper, just behind Harriet's Hill. I had to make sure I got the hills right, and smiled, knowing that the boy seemed sure that he would be safer here than at a safe house, where the cause could find him and trap him easily without anyone knowing. his world. He knew where he could go to hide, to be safe. He knew the secrets of his own home, because he put everything in his place. He built this world alongside friends both new and old. It was something he knew well. He could be proud of. Nothing was going to change that. Cat stood out there for what felt like forever, relaxing and enjoying the night air, but a funny feeling inside told him it probably was best to go back inside and get some more sleep. How could he explain staying up all night because of one simple nightmare? He wasn't scared anymore. She could handle this. He was stronger than the men thought he would be. He was Stampy Cat, and like Dan said, he could do anything that he put his mind to, which included his recovery. Mr. Ice thought he wouldn't make it, but he proved him wrong. Gerald thought he would die alone, but he neither was alone, or had died. He had survived, all because of his friends, all because he was determined to be stronger, determined to stand up for what he believed in. He knew it would be easy to do that now, but the true test would be when the men attacked again. Would he be ready for that? That was something he wasn't sure about, but he didn't care. He would enjoy these days that he had now, because he had survived. He had done the impossible, and he was better for it. He had to be. For his friends, for himself, for all of those who needed it. Those men wouldn't win. He knew that now. He had his friends by his side. Nothing was going to take that from him. Not if he had anything to say about it. He walked back to the bedroom and went over to his bed, climbing back in, hearing his canine companion whine softly. He closed his eyes, waiting for sleep to come. Hoping it would be better than it had been moments before. If only I always have a very confident cat there. Very confident Stampy Cat. We're almost done, guys. We've got 3 more chapters to go. Oh. Is everybody comfy? Okay. It's just that last paragraph is like pumping energy. But of course, I know it's not always going to be that way. Especially when it's a series like that. It gets dark. Yeah. Pretty soon in the next books I'll be introducing more characters, more plot line. Chapter 35. Sam woke up the next morning, feeling refreshed and ready for the day ahead. He climbed out of bed and stretched, going over to the chest by his bed and took out a couple of healing potions, just in case his friends would need some for the day. But, by the looks of it, his friends seemed to be doing just fine without him. The burn didn't seem to be bothering him as much, and he seemed happier, more like his usual self. The boy knew all too well over the past month. And hopefully he would be just as happy for a while now. He didn't know how long, but he wanted to make it last for as long as possibly could. His friend deserved that. After making sure he had everything in order, he went over to the door that led out to the guest bedroom, opening it to be surprised by Fizzy, who was waiting right outside of it. The elephant was grinning from ear to ear, putting a finger to his lips, and then to keep the boy quiet. What are you doing here? The boy asked with surprise. Fizzy normally would be the first one out, waiting in the classroom every morning. But he was waiting for him for some reason. The boy had a feeling the elephant was planning something. All the helpers in on it? He couldn't be sure. elephant shook his head and beckoned for the boy to follow as he ran down the stairs. The boy following him behind with uncertainty. Pretty soon they were in front of the cat's bedroom, the elephant opening the door for the boy to enter. Sam looked to find the cat out on his balcony, looking out into the world he knew so well. The boy looked over to see Barnaby stand up in his dog bed and cock his head curiously, wondering what the two of them were up to. And the boy couldn't blame him, because he was wondering the exact same thing. See, the boy waited until the cat turned to return to his bedroom, spotting the boy and elephant as he entered. Well, hello there, Fiddy, Sam. Surprised to see you two up today. Yeah, Sam answered with an eyes. Fiddy jumped up and down twice before grabbing the cat's arm and as if wanting to take it somewhere. Well, Fiddy's excited about something. The cat laughed and nodded, shaking the elephant off him. Okay, show me what you've been up to. The elephant beamed as he rushed out of the room, checking to make sure the two of them were right behind him. The cat followed the elephant, the boy and his dog right behind them as they went. The boy followed his friends down the storage room, through the crafting table in front of his room, through the love garden, and past William's house. Of course, they're taking a long way, as the elephant went over to the house again, with a door leading to a fairly large room. Why are we going into this clubhouse? There's an easier way of getting here. The cat pondered curiously. You are right about that, Stampy. Maybe this was how he wants to show you. The boy shrugged. I'm sure whatever it is, he's excited to show you. Yes. Sam in a circle before looking at the boy's direction. Do you happen to know what it is? Nope. The boy said, shaking his head. Found him in front of the guest room when I woke up this morning. Whatever it is, I can't wait to see it. I have a feeling it has something to do with where William and Polly went off to. I don't find them in there. I didn't find them in their homes this morning. How conspicuous. The cat said slowly, thinking more to himself than talking to the boy. Something does seem fishy around here. The boy smiled slyly. Something does seem fishy around here. Fishy. Cat laughed. You're so right about that. The boy nodded as they went over to the door, Fiddy holding it open to them as the boy stepped back, choosing to let the cat in first. Stampy gasped in surprise when he walked into the room, the boy seeing what had caught his friend's eye. The entire room had been transformed with colorful banners and lights. Ooh. There was even a sign welcoming the cat back home, something that teared him up. So, this is what the helpers were up to when I was away. Cussed softly, as the boy noticed Polly and William hanging out in the room, tending to the tables where the dogs sat. Even Duck and Mittens were sitting next to each other. It seemed awfully sweet. Aww! A dog barked from behind him, and the boy looked to find Barnaby strolling over to Flippy and Luna, who were chilling out at a table, tails wagging as they spotted him. Looks like they're having a fun time, the boy said. They are, because they're family. Other than the doghouse, they don't always have time to speak with one another. The guy smiled, wiping a tear from his eyes. Luna is such a lucky girl to have two amazing parents. That's true. Yep, Sam nodded with a smile. But it seems to me that everyone's here. Everyone is here. Yeah, the cat sighed. Is this really all for me? I guess it is, the boy said with a nod. How about we enjoy it? It's your party after all. But I've already been home for a few days, the cat replied with a surprise. Fiddy, any day is a tidy day to celebrate, even if it's a few days late. The boy said, cat laughed. Or a few months late. I first met Fiddy when he threw me a birthday party months after my birthday had passed. Really? The boy asked with surprise. Yes, really, said Cat with a chuckle. You are right, though. It is a day to celebrate. He looked over at his helpers and thanked them for doing this. A smile plastered on his face as his eyes sparkled with joy. So, where do you want to boy asked. Maybe a little bit of cake? The cat asked curiously. The boy laughed. They walked over to where a cake was sitting on the table. And the cat went to eat it, leaving one slice for the boy, who took it gratefully. This is really good, the boy told his friend after he finished licking the frosting off his fingers. I know, right? The cat asked with a chuckle. Certainly is the best food ever. The best party I've ever had in a while. Sam nodded, looking around the room, relieved and happy to see everything. He was still as bright and cheerful as they had left it. He couldn't wait to spend however long he had left of the summer with Stampy and his helpers. And if this was how they were going to kick it off, he wouldn't argue about it one bit. This was a day he and the cat would never forget. A reminder that they had done so much to get back here. And it was only the beginning. He couldn't wait to see what would come next, and what adventures, fun they would have with his friends. Both new and old. This was the start of something new, and he liked it very much. Oh, wow, yes. Oh, wow, yes. Of course I had to throw it in there. Months had passed as the boy went about his time in the lovely world, watching his friends build new things, create and play new minigames, and create new memories that were both happy and wonderful. The boy couldn't have any other way. But as the days went by, he knew that it would only be a matter of time before summer would be over, and he would have to return home and face his father. He wasn't sure if he was ready for that, but he had to be. At least he knew his friend would be okay with the helpers. Nothing would happen without their say. Blah, 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 blah. But having a way for them to get help was always a good idea. Sam was good. Could trust him. I got really mad. I need a millimeter soon. But as he worked on another build with his friends, he noticed that his friend hesitated every now and again, looking around nervously before continuing, shaking off whatever had been on his mind. After seeing him do it for a few more times, the boy felt it was a little uneasy. Is there something wrong? Suddenly, the boy's blood ran cold when he heard a very familiar sound. A sound he hoped never to hear again. He looked over at the cat, who stopped as well. He went over to whispered. Do you hear that? Clear as a bell, the cat whispered, back nervously. But where is it? The sound was coming from a distance away to their left, as the boy squinted, trying to spot where the sound was coming from. Had the cat been hearing it for a while now? He knew that some animals, like cats, did have sensitive hearing that humans did, but this was something else. There didn't seem to be anything at first until the boy spotted a dark shadow a distance away. There, the boy pointed, looking harder, knowing what it was before he needed to see what it was. It was a helicopter. Mr. A's helicopters. What was it still doing here? Why was it here? I think I see it, the cat said with a frown. What is it doing here? I don't know, the voice said, but it doesn't seem to want to attack us yet. So, should we do something like maybe hide? The cat asked nervously. Sam sighed and shook his head. I honestly don't know. He's not trying to cause any trouble, just watching us. Or warning us that they haven't forgotten about us. The cat swallowed. Or me. They won't get to you, you know that, the boy said confidently. I know, but it's still scary to see them there. What do they want? Don't they need Mr. A to give them orders? The cat asked. No, but we should let my aunt know about this whenever she gets here to pick me up, which will probably be soon. I really hate the sound of that, the cat admitted sadly. We had quite a lot of fun together. Sam chuckled. Now we have, but I do need to go home. I can't stay here forever, as much as I like that. But you would come to visit if you could, right? The cat asked with certainty. Of course, Stampy, Sam replied with surprise. Why wouldn't I? Maybe because you're busy, the cat asked. Not for you, I'm not, Sam laughed. If you need me, I'll practically drop everything, travel through the portal, and find you. I'll be there for you. Make sure no one can try to get to you. Even with school? The cat asked. If that's what it takes, the boy said confidently. You sure your dad will be okay with that? The cat asked reluctantly. Sam sighed and shrugged. I really don't know. I hope he's okay with that. But he doesn't have a choice now. Turning 17 in a couple of weeks, which makes me more than old enough to make my own choices. The cat smiled and nodded. 17 is a big number. I know, Sam agreed. But it's nothing compared to all the other things I need to deal with. I hope your father is okay with helping me, the cat said aside. I really enjoyed having you here, but I can't force you to stay here. I don't think my dad would like you. Boy said with a chuckle. Or Rose, the cat added. I understand that people have a right to choose. And I don't want to take that from them. I need you, but not right now. Everything seems fine here, and I have my helpers here. It's not like they haven't protected me from dangers and threats before. Yeah, but it would be nice to have a way to get help if things do get out of hand. The boy told him. It is, the cat agreed. The boy looked back to where they had seen the copter, realizing it must have flown away while they had been talking. So it's like to have gone now, but I would advise you to be careful, Sam told his friend. He will, the cat nodded with a smile. My helpers will make sure of that. Good, the boy said with a nod, looking down towards the path, as if expecting to find his aunt walking towards them. Nothing as of yet, but the boy had a feeling that it would only be a matter of time before she did, and he hoped he would be ready for her when it did. "36. A few hours passed after the cat and the boy had spotted a helicopter. It had seemed to have completely disappeared entirely. Stampy didn't mind that. This was the case one bit, except for the fact that it was still out there somewhere, and he wasn't quite sure what it was doing and why. He was just about finished with the bill's exterior, grateful that the helpers were helping him out today. This was a pretty big build, and he needed all the help he could get to try and complete the outside in one day, and he had to admit they weren't doing too bad of a job with it. So long as there weren't any interruptions, he had full confidence that they could get this done. But as they continued, the cat couldn't help but think about what they had seen earlier. What should they do about the sighting like that? After the two brothers had been trapped in a prison world, could they do anything about it? Or was this just a mere Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, thank you. Excuse me, technical difficulties. Where are we? Okay. It was just about But as they continued, the cat couldn't help but think about what they had seen earlier. What should they do about a sighting like that? Only a week after the two brothers had been trapped in a prison world. Could they do anything about it? Or was this a mere coincidence? Rose had seemed awfully sure that none of Mr. A's men were in his world. Had some of them followed them through? Or had them been hiding in plain sight? Unnoticeable, like they had been for months in his lovely world. That was the thought the cat didn't want to remember. If that was true, there were no telling how much danger he could be in right now, or even after the boy had left. cat hadn't realized that he had stopped working on the build until he felt someone's put a hand on his shoulder. The cat looked over to see William looking at him with a look. Not this again. Concerned. He was wondering whether or not something was wrong. I'm fine, William, the cat reassured him. Guess I have a lot of things on my mind right now. A lot of them that are questions that I don't have answers to. A beaver smiled and nodded his head with understanding. The cat looked up at the sky, wondering how the men had done it before. If they knew that, maybe they could have a decent chance against them if they ever did try to attack him. You think we're going to see that helicopter again? The cat asked the beaver quietly. The beaver hesitated before nodding his head, squeezing the cat's shoulder reassuringly before putting his paws to his side. Brought to attention, alert and determined. I know you won't let anything happen to me, the cat replied with gratitude. I just hope there's some way to help if things do go horribly wrong. The beaver gave the cat a small smile and nodded, no doubt secretly feeling the same way. Sure, the beaver was really protective and good at fighting off-road, but even when he did his best, the cat knew he'd feel better knowing someone could help him. He couldn't. I trust all of you. You know that, the cat replied softly. I just don't want something to happen to you guys. You're my friends, and I need you guys. The beaver nodded, looking away from the cat and towards the others. The cat could see Fiddy and Polly working away, but the boy seemed to have momentarily disappeared. Had he gone back down to get something? The cat wasn't sure. But before the cat could call out to the boy, the cat could hear Sam calling up from below. The cat rushed over and looked to see that he wasn't alone. Rose had come to join them. How had you gotten here? The lovely world was fairly large, very easy to get lost in if one didn't know their way around. How curious. How suspicious. The cat climbed down from the building, landing gracefully on his feet before walking over to the boy in his arms. Hello, Stampy, she said cheerfully. I haven't caught you guys in a bad time, have I? No, it's all right, the cat said quickly. I'm just surprised that you managed to find us without getting lost. She laughed. I have my ways of finding my way around, Stampy. Stampy chuckled and he shook his head. That's good. Rose nodded as 3 helpers jumped down from the building to join them, standing beside the cat, each of them curious and knowing very well about the reason she was here. And the cat knew as well, hating how sad he felt about it. He knew it was for the best. After all, Sam trusted his aunt to take care of things, and the cat could trust her too. She was one of the few people who wanted to make sure he was safe. Is there anything you need to do first? The cat asked. I'm sure you need to get home as soon as possible. She nodded. Yes, but do you understand if you need some time? I just need to talk to helpers about a few things. Okay, the cat said sadly, nodding his head as he watched her lead the helpers a little bit away, and he turned to the boy. You okay? The boy asked the cat. Not really, the cat admitted. You did tell her about the copter, right? Yeah, but there isn't much that can be done about it right now. She wants you to be careful and let her know if it keeps happening. The cat nodded his head. How? She's programmed the portal so it can send a distress signal. It's the safest way it will work for the helpers, the boy replied. Why not use a communicator? The cat asked. Remembering Gerald had mentioned one of those. Right now, it's too dangerous for you, the boy said, looking disappointed. We don't want someone to track the coordinates back to you. Besides, your helpers can't really use it. Oh, right. The cat said, finally thinking with pleasure. That makes sense, I guess. Sam nodded and put a hand on his friend's shoulder. I know it has to be hard on you, as it is for me to see me go. And it is for me to see me go. But your aunt is right, the cat insisted. School is important. Right now, protecting my friends is more important. I have to trust your helpers, my aunt, to keep you safe. Well, this is a really serious problem, the boy replied honestly. Mr. A and Miss RJ being freed from the prison world? The cat asked. Or Gerald attacks me? Yeah, like that, the boy said with a smile. If your dad will allow it, the cat said. Sam shook his head. Nothing is going to keep me from helping you if you need me. Not my dad, not school, not even the cause. I'm going to do whatever it takes to help you if you need it. Cat smiled. Really? Yep, really. The boy said with full confidence. I'm glad to hear that, the cat said. I really am. I'm glad you trust me, the boy said with a chuckle as he looked up. The cat could see that Rose was finished talking with helpers, walking back towards them, looking confident, which helped him ease the nerves swelling up inside him. You guys ready? She asked him. Not sure, the boy said with a frown. Is it alright if they take us to the portal so we can say goodbye? I understand, she said, smiled and nodded. So I doubt this will be the last time you see these friends of yours. Sam nodded. I suppose you might be right. Saying goodbye is really hard. The cat laughed. Okay, Sam, we understand. We sure do, Rose said, with a quick and subtle nod at the cat's direction before she announced their departure. Everyone began to follow her as the cat smiled to himself. She obviously knew something about him that not many people did. What she had told the boy when he'd been rescued? Then he had a bit more work to do. But it wouldn't be hard. He just needed to be careful while doing it. He would be. He always be. You might know what I'm talking about. Debbie followed the group through the town, not hesitating as they went along. The town was relatively calm and peaceful. A peaceful, clear day without clouds in sight. The cat couldn't imagine something so perfect, yet he knew it was far from perfect. That didn't mean that it couldn't be in his mind. This was his home, where he knew he belonged. But as the cat watched the boy walk ahead with his aunt, he couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness sink in this is really where their paths would end. At least for now. Would he ever hear from the boy again? Would he try to visit him, or would that be dangerous for him to do as well? It was hard to see the boy go, but he was growing up fast, and he would probably find new friends and do more things, barking up more adventures. And if he did end up back here, the cat would be more than willing to welcome him back in. This was his lovely world. Was a lovely world where people had a choice, where freedom and happiness reigned supreme. Well, it should anyway. I mentioned in a tweet some time ago that I wanted to do that phrase. I do that more often when the two couples are together. Yeah, he came up with it. Freedom and happiness. It didn't take him long before he made it to where the portal was situated. The cats followed as he watched the boy's aunt approach the portal, checking its coordinates, giving the boy the okay to say goodbye to his friends. The cat watched as the boy approached him slowly, tears in the young boy's eyes. The cat smiled warmly, wanting to reassure him that he would be okay, though sure of how he was going to do that without crying as well. But before the cat could go to say something, the boy surprised him by giving him a hug. The cat could feel the boy's arms wrap around him, but didn't pull away. He knew it was what the boy needed. Besides, he was just about completely healed physically from the horrible torture that he had been forced to endure. I'm going to miss you, Stampy, the boy said with a soft whisper as the cat returned the embrace, soaking in this moment while it lasted. It would be the last time he saw the boy for a while, and he wanted to treasure it. I know you will, the cat replied in a whisper. I'll miss you too. We all will. But I know this won't be the last we see each other. How do you know? The boy asked, finally pulling away from him for what felt like a long time. Very long time. It's a hunch today, Ed. He gave me a smile. Sam nodded. I'll try to come to visit if I can. Please do, the cat replied. I know we would like that. The cat didn't have to look behind him to know all the helpers agreed with him. He really would miss the boy, but he knew he would be safe here with his helpers for the time being. And if the time came for it, the boy would come back to his world soon as things started to get a little bit more dangerous, and he needed someone he could trust from the cause to help. He knew Sam would, and Rose, so would Dan and Eli, and maybe even Liam. Hopefully there was more, but right now he was content with the amount of friends he had now. gave him the strength he needed to keep going. Even the nightmares or memories of that place plagued him. Sam smiled at his friend before looking over at the helpers. Make sure nothing happens to him while I'm gone, okay? The cat looked over his shoulder as each of his helpers nodded their heads. There was a look of determination in each of their eyes. The cat knew they would keep their promises to the best of their ability. They appreciated their determination to protect him. The cat turned back to the boy's mouth. See you later. See you later, then? Yeah. The boy nodded, looking over to his aunt, who was still waiting for him. He looked back towards the cat with a certainty. Are you sure you'll be okay here? I'll be fine, the cat assured him. I have friends who will have my back if I ever do need them. I'm glad, the boy nodded before giving his friend a wave as he went to his aunt and Point Boyle. Bye, Stampy. See you sometime soon. Bye, the cat replied, waving to the boy as Sam disappeared through the portal, followed behind by Rose, who gave him a wave as well as the cat sadly watched him leave his world, wondering when he would see them again. He hoped it would be soon. He needed that because he knew he would. Chapter 37. Sam slipped through the other side of the portal, jumping into the cave that housed the portal, the cave that had led him to the lovely world in the first place. He looked around the room, noting just how mossy the stone was. Has he had this? Oops. Don't glitch out at me, please. Had this really been where he'd first met one of Mr. Day's men who had wanted to kidnap him? Who had some part in putting that piece of paper in his locker, which had started it all? Was this really home? Was he really home? Or was this a dream? You okay? Rose asked him, noticing the boy's nervousness. Yeah, I'm fine, the boy said quickly. I have some not so nice memories of this place. Well, at least it wasn't worse, she replied gently. You're right about that, the boy said with a chuckle. Thanks, Rose, for doing all of this. No, thank you for being a friend to someone who needed it the most, she said with a smile. I don't think Stampy will forget what you did for him, saving his life. The boy chuckled. No, I don't think he will. The boy looked back at Rose. Excuse me. The boy looked back at Rose, went over to the portal, and put a different coordinates, showing the boy the coordinates to the lovely world before changing it. The boy memorized it, knowing he would need it again, whenever then that would be. Is it a safety protocol for doing that? Sam asked. She nodded. We don't want no so nice people finding the lovely world. It's Stampy. He'll be safer if we make sure that we don't leave a trace. I understand, Sam nodded. I'm glad you're thinking this through. I have to, she said with a small smile. It's my job, Sam. Now come on, we need to get home. Your father's waiting for you. Do I really have to go home? Sam asked with uncertainty. For now, until there's a reason otherwise, being home is the best option for you, she replied softly. Your father and I have been talking about this for quite some time. You have? Sam asked, sounding surprised. We sure have, she nodded. No doubt. I'll let him tell you what he decided. Sam nodded. Okay. Lead the way then. She looked to the boy curiously. Is there something wrong? No, it's just last time I saw him it wasn't on good terms, the boy admitted. Your father has made some revelations lately, some of which you've helped him see. She said with a smile. I did? How? When? The boy was stunned. For him to tell you, not me, she replied stubbornly. The boy sighed and shook his head. Sam sighed and shook his head, deciding not to argue with her as they began walking out of the cave. And through the woods that the boy knew would be the direction home. He was still a little nervous about going back, but was a little curious as well. He didn't know what he was going to expect when he went there, and he hoped that it would turn out well. If Rose was right and things had changed, he wanted to hope so. But he couldn't be sure. They walked through the woods. The boy noticed that the trees were now starting to return back to normal, to where he knew, to what he was used to. This was the woods he used to take walks in as a kid. The park wasn't available. It was where he took a chance to clear his mind and relax. Where he took his breaks when his brother could come with him for some reason. It was calm, it was quiet, it was peaceful. Peaceful. He didn't know how much he'd missed it until he walked among the familiar place again. He was feeling home. Nostalgia. Maybe not that much. Sam looked around as ran it again, wondering how all of this could appear not to have changed since he'd gone. Had anything changed? How was his father explained his disappearance? What had his father done while he was gone? Was he ready to face him after everything he'd been through? Did he really have a choice? No, not really. Sam watched as the trees began to thin, realizing that they were nearing a clearing. How close were they to home? Where was his father? Would his father be waiting for him when he got there? Was Liam there? Or was he still out with a friend at a friend of Rose's? Or had he been sent somewhere else? He wasn't sure, but if his father was okay with it, whatever they'd agreed to, he had to at least hear him out. His father did deserve that, even though the boy didn't necessarily agree with what he thought of YouTubers, especially not when he'd met two of them and had learned so much from them in the span of a week and a half. He'd learned far more from them than he ever could from going to school or from his own father. That was saying something, all right. Are you ready for this? Rose asked when they came to the edge of the woods. The boy could just about see the house. There was a wave of uneasiness, but most of it faded when he reminded himself that he should be okay. Rose wouldn't go for anywhere less than his best, even if it did a bit of compromising. Ready as I'll ever be, I guess. The boy replied with a shrug. Sure Dad is okay with everything I'm doing? I think you're going to like what he has to say, she said with a bemused smile. It made him feel slightly better. She was confident about this, and so could he. I guess we don't have any choice then but to see for ourselves, the boy said matter-of-factly. Rose laughed. Exactly. The boy followed his aunt through the woods into the clearing. The boy seemed... The boy seen the house ahead, a place he knew so well. His home, the place where he'd spent all of his life. Where he'd lived. His family, even though he didn't remember his mother. He knew she had lived here too. That's the wrong too. Creating a loving and compassionate home for both her little boys. That story is sad. Sam walked towards the house, half expecting his father to run out the door and hug him, and expecting him to be sitting in an armchair, watching from a window as they approached. He wasn't sure what he wanted more. He just wanted a father he could respect. They made it to the door. Rose stepped aside and beckoned the boy to enter. The boy nodded as he stepped forward, grabbing the handle as he hesitated for a good long moment. He took a deep breath, getting his thoughts together, trying to figure out what he would say or even do to his father when he saw him. Soon, should he hug him? Apologize to him for being so cold? He had run out of the conversation like his father usually did, leaving it without a half-hour note, and he hated that. That was no way to handle things like that, but he had needed and benefited from it. So, was he truly sorry? He wasn't sure. The boy opened the door, pushing it as he stepped into the familiar main room. Nothing seemed to have changed, and yet it felt like so much had changed since he'd last been here. How was this possible? Sam stepped into the room and looked up to see his father standing up from his armchair, hesitating as he spotted his eldest son. Sam wasn't sure what he wanted to do either. He hadn't seen his dad in months. Hello, Sam, the man said at last, nodding at the boy. It's good to see you. You've grown since I last saw you. Thank you, the boy asked, unsure what to make of this. I understand if you're not sure about me right now, the man said with a sad smile. But I am truly sorry for being ignorant. I shouldn't have been so determined to keep you from what you wanted to do. I've been teaching you boys to try and find something you love doing, and ignoring your determination and willpower to help people. I really should have seen this one coming. Oh, if you're still here. The boy smiled and ran over to him and hugged him, surprising the man. It's okay. I learned a lot while I was away. I believe you have, the man nodded, who pulled away from the boy a moment later. Though I may not agree with what you're doing, I do respect your choice. That is what I want to talk about. Where's Liam, though? Sam asked, looking at his father and then to his aunt. The man hesitated, looking at Rose, who nodded encouragingly. Liam was accepted at a school that helps kids who are affected by YouTubers. Rose felt his skills would be needed there, and she didn't want to risk you two being together in case it was really dangerous. So I'm staying here? The boy asked. For now, yes. Unless something comes up and you need to move, whether it's to the school or helping one of your friends. Only if it's an emergency, though, the man warned. Sam nodded. I understand, but what about school? Just do your best. You don't have to study constantly anymore, the man mused with a smile. I want your best, and nothing more. Thanks, Dad, Sam said with a smile. You have no idea how much that means to me. I have a feeling I could get a good idea. The man nodded. It's good to see you so happy. I know, Sam replied. And the safety of my friends are important. They are safe now, which is fine for me. I can do school until something comes up. Don't worry about that, Dad. The man chuckled. I trust you as my son and a young man. You'll be 17 relatively soon, and it's about time you act like an adult, because you've grown up so much now due to all the things that you've seen and done. No, you don't always agree with it, the boy replied. I don't, but it doesn't mean I can't respect that. I do respect you, Sam, and I hope you can find it in yourself to respect me, my choice for not wanting any part of this, the man said sincerely. Yes, sir, Sam nodded obediently. The man smiled and nodded, looking over at Rose. I'm glad you brought him back safely. He's been the one saving people, she laughed. I had no part, not much. I didn't have much of a part in that. Oh, we needed a part. A part. Of course, Grandma is gonna freak out and think that's not right, but that is correct. Much of a part in that. He's taking care of himself just fine. Yeah, I'm just glad I had friends who helped me out of that sticky situation. The boy admitted. You mean your friends? The man asked, raising an eyebrow. Stampy saved me from one of Mr. A's men when he tried to come at when one of Mr. A's men were trying to come after me, and I ended up saving him when he needed me most. The boy replied, so I have a feeling that he is not completely safe. I do know I can trust his friends to take care of things while I'm away. Good, the man nodded. I just hope you do get a chance to have some fun and be a kid. I don't want you growing up too fast. Sam laughed. Don't worry, Dad. I'll make sure to do that. Good. Now, can you excuse us for a minute? Rose and I need to talk about a few more things, just to make sure things are set in stone. Is it all right? The man asked. No problem, Dad, Sam said, looking over at his aunt, who nodded. He went to the hallway and towards his bedroom. Relieved, She had been right? I think so. She had been right. He did like these arrangements. Yup, she had been right. It was a compromise between them, and he appreciated it. He just hoped that he wouldn't have to worry about any dangers for a long time. So I had a feeling that it would be the case. That would be the case. But what mattered most was that he would be there if his friends did need him. Whenever that day would be. That was a promise he planned to keep, no matter what the cost would be. Chapter 38, the final chapter. Y'all ready for this? This is the final chapter of this first book. Yeah. I know it's freaking me out. Why? Stop it, Nosy. Sam stood with his helpers for... Who are we talking about again? Alright. Oh, I need to blow my nose. Hang on for a minute. I'm going to quick blow my nose. I could just carry it around. Now. We'll risk it. I'll be right back. We back. He has returned with a clear nose. And let's read the chapter. I'm finished this first book. Oh. Wow. Stampy stood with his helpers for a long few moments, watching the portal, the cat knowing that the boy would be coming back through, though partly hoping he would. He was glad the boy was finally going home, something the cat had wanted for him for some time. Sure, he did enjoy the boy's company, but he deserved to be happy and decide for himself where he wanted to be. He couldn't choose for him, and the boy seemed to appreciate that. All of his friends had. Both new and old, mind you. The cat let out a sigh and he smiled, looking up at the clear blue sky with a calm sense of contentment. He knew that he wouldn't forget that boy. All the fun they had. They things. You're kidding. The things they'd endured, and most especially the fact that the boy had talked. I think I know what that's supposed to mean. Oh no! There we go. A very powerful man, in order to protect him from that awful man. He'd saved his life, and the cat couldn't help but feel somewhat grateful for that. Of course he would. But his thoughts were interrupted when a gentle hand fell on his shoulder, and he looked over to see William beside him, beckoning him and reminding him that there were still things to be done. Do you really think that we'll see that boy again? The cat asked his friends, who looked at each other before nodding their heads. Yeah, I guess you're right. Nothing is stopping that boy from trying to help me if I need it. You're stubborn that way. The cat smiled as he let out another sigh. Relieved to know that the boy would get the choice, and hopefully things would go well with his father. I had a feeling it wouldn't matter anyway, even if it did go well. If he or someone else was in trouble and Stam could help, he most certainly would, without question. It was just who the boy was, and the cat was grateful for his friend, finding his place in the world out there. finding what he truly wanted, what his friend was worth fighting for, what he felt was worth fighting for. Sam was determined to protect him, and it sure touched him, but he wondered if he'd be the same way with anyone else, because he wasn't the only one who needed help. Far from it. There were hundreds, if not thousands, of other YouTubers out there. He was only one small part of the bigger picture. Though apparently it seemed that it was big enough for Mr. A to take notice of him, but he was just one YouTuber among many who needed someone like Sam to stand up for them, to protect them when they needed a hero most. I'm really going to miss him, though, the cat sighed, finally admitting the fact to his helpers. We all do. I know that, but he truly is something. Someone I won't soon forget. William nodded and smiled, gesturing for them to go. To the cat? What? To the cat for them to go. The cat nodded. Yeah, you're right. We still do have a build to finish, but I think I'm going to need a little bit of break to rest up after all this. It's only been a day. It'll only be a day, I promise. The baby shook his head, grinning as he did so. The cat laughed. I can't wait to see what new things we get to do next. Without another word, the cat led his helpers away from the portal and through the town, heading back to the building that was so nearly completed. He felt no fear or concern at all by walking with his friends, because he knew that he was safe. His friends would make sure of that, and Sam wouldn't have gone if he hadn't felt that it wasn't safe for him. So surely, things would be fine here. Why? Why, Gremlin? Why? Why didn't you catch these? For quite some time, and he couldn't wait. But whenever he did see the boy appear, a part of him did hope it wasn't going to be due to an upcoming threat or an attack. That it would be just two friends hanging out and having fun together. Because he knew that friends did that. He valued that. He did value other things, but one of those things was choice and friendship. He had a feeling that he would see the boy again. He couldn't wait until then, but he would enjoy that time he did have with his helpers until he did return. That was a given, and nothing would ever take that away, no matter how hard they tried. At least he hoped so. No, he knew so. He had to be absolutely sure, because he wasn't the coward people thought he was. He was stronger, braver, happy to be home. With his friends, where he belonged, that was what mattered. Well, I have a feeling that this is the end of this book. I have those short stories, background information about the book one, that I will do in a video in the future. So stay tuned for that sometime soon. I'm not sure when, but soon. And after I read that, I will get into the second book and then read that book, which has about 36 pages. And then to the next book, which has about 40. And then the last book, which probably will have 38. Maybe. Yeah. That's basically it. And, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Unless you have any final questions you want to ask, then I guess we would sign off here. I'll give you a few minutes while I scroll back up, looking at all the things that have happened. Look, all the words. They're too fast. Yeah. This is basically the end of the stream now, since I've already read it all. Clockwork Plan. Definitely something interesting. Bye. No, I do not mind showing my first and last name. You can probably find it when you look up Nightlight. So yeah, if I sure does, it's just funny. yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And stay tuned for new things that will be coming in the future. And I'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that might be. Probably sometime next week. Maybe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I keep repeating myself. Goodbye.